this story, this famous story that we want to get into, is the story of when the devil had a meeting with Jesus. Now, that story is written in Matthew 4, and it says, Jesus was led up by the Spirit into the wilderness to be tempted by the devil. And when he had fasted for 40 days and 40 nights, afterward he was hungry. So we see here he's fighting the self, he's fasting, he's fighting against his desires. So he's in this state. So now when the tempter came to him, he said, he being the devil, he said, if you are the Son of God, command that these stones become bread. But he answered and said, it is written, man shall not live by bread alone, but by every word that proceeds from the mouth of God. Then the devil took him into the holy city, set him on the pinnacle of the temple, and said to him, if you are the Son of God, throw yourself down, for it is written, he shall give his angels charge over you, and in their hands they shall bear you up, lest you dash your foot against a stone. So Jesus said to him, it is written again, you shall not tempt the Lord your God. Again the devil took him up on an exceedingly high mountain, and showed him all the kingdoms of the world and their glory, and he said to him, all these things I will give you, if you fall down and worship me. So that is very, very interesting, because he's offering power in this world. He's offering, maybe a kingship in this world, a position of power. Why? Because he has the power in this world. And it's also interesting because he's asking for Jesus to prostrate to him the same way that he was not able to prostrate to Adam as God had commanded him. So just an interesting parallel there. And Jesus said to him, away with you, Satan, for it is written, you shall worship the Lord your God, and him only shall you serve. Then the devil left him, and behold, the angels came and ministered to him. So that is, if we can't call that a prosecution by the prosecuting attorney, I don't know what is. He's coming, he's tempting him, he's offering him a deal. I'm going to give you power if you'll just turn away from God and submit to me. It's really very shocking, and it's actually really an event that just doesn't make sense unless you know what we revealed last week, which is that this world is the home turf of the devil. We are in his creation.
Right. And those in power today are similar to those whom follow Satan and his path. We find an interesting narration in an Islamic narration that says that the person that comes to Jesus in this scenario on top of the mountain is actually a king. And this is, like we said, in an Islamic narration that says that Jesus went onto the top of a mountain in a sham called Jericho. So Iblis came to him in the form of the king of Palestine. And he said, O Spirit of God, you have revived the dead, and you have cured the blind and the leper. So throw yourself off the mountain. So Jesus, peace be upon him, said, I was given permission to do those things that you mentioned, but I have not been given permission to throw myself off the mountain. So another point here is that Satan in this narration is manifesting himself in the form of a king from Palestine, and he is offering Jesus the riches of the world.
Yeah.
But we find Jesus denying that. He's denying the world.
Yeah.
The world which is the home of tribulations, the home of problems, the home of sin.
Jesus was so dedicated to fighting against his self, to fighting against attachment. And why is that? Now we understand why. Because to have a worldly attachment is to be attached to the devil himself. To feed the ego is to feed the devil within. So now we understand why Jesus taught what he did, and why he also had this message of selflessness, this message of putting the we first, as we said, the we before the I. Now we understand why Jesus taught the way he did. Now if you go back and you read the Bible, you'll see it with fresh eyes, and you'll actually find a lot.
It's a universal message, meaning that all of mankind can benefit from this if they were to apply it into their daily life.